UCP favoritism scandal in Fort McMurray, land deals, lawsuits, and political retaliation. December 13, 2022, a date that now marks the beginning of what some are calling one of the most disturbing political scandals in Fort McMurray's recent history. It started with a shocking land deal. The regional municipality of Wood Buffalo had originally purchased a piece of land for $8.1 million, taxpayer money. But that same land was later sold for less than $1 million to a private individual with close ties to the United Conservative Party. That individual, a known fundraiser for UCP MLA Tanny Yao, supported by none other than Fort McMurray Mayor Sandy Bowman. But as the story unfolds, the smoke only thickens. How did SMG land the deal? The public deserves answers. There's a question echoing across Fort McMurray and beyond. How did Sultan Management Group, SMG, a company with an active bankruptcy case in the Court of Queen's Bench of Alberta, become the beneficiary of a multi-million-dollar public land deal? An elected councillor, Mr. Dogar, raised concerns, calling out what he believed was a sweetheart deal that wasted public money. His reward, a defamation lawsuit.
I don't know if it's you that comes up with these figures or whatever, but I think it's fair to say that the net loss on this property, if we're being honest with the public, is certainly far higher than the $7 million that's reported here, because it was expropriated at a certain price. Then there's obligations to pay out leases and relocate people. So I'm assuming the $7 million financial loss that's realized is just on the purchase price and the resale price, right? It doesn't take in any of the expropriation costs or none of those factors?
Through the chair to Councillor Boussiers, that's a good question. I wouldn't know specifically if it's sort of an all-in cost on this, the $7+ million. Happy to report back if you so wish. My belief would be that yes, it's at the very least it's factoring in the expropriation of the lands themselves. We're still engaged in conversation with respect to that. We haven't concluded all those conversations that I'd say started back in 2012 to 2013. So there has those costs continue to increase year after year after year since that process was initiated back then. So happy to report back. I just don't know if it's everything that's all in or if it's simply just the land value.
Okay, thank you.
Fast forward, another UCP-aligned candidate, Zulkifil Mujahid, who defeated incumbent MLA Tanny Yao in a nomination race, faced a similar fate. Why? Because he wasn't for sale. Unlike others, he refused to play along with the backdoor deals and political favors. And suddenly, defamation lawsuits and smear campaigns followed. One name keeps surfacing: Sultan Zaman, an associate of Tanny Yao and a campaign figure during the nomination battle. Sources say Zaman expected to benefit from a Yao victory, but when that didn't happen, efforts reportedly began to discredit and remove Mujahid from the political scene. Next came a fabricated case, according to court records, involving a local realtor, Athir Mahmood, who accused Mujahid of attempted murder, a claim supported by Manpreet Singh, the operations manager of none other than Sultan Zaman's SMG group. But after a 2-year legal battle, Mujahid was cleared. The case was dismissed. Athir Mahmood lost. But the damage was done. Mujahid lost his position, and Premier Danielle Smith's government even changed bylaws to ensure he stayed out. Meanwhile, the land sold for less than $1 million? It still sits unused. The SMG group has reportedly done nothing on the site, yet they continue receiving extensions. Now, enter Vicky Kosmak, former UCP Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo constituency president, and now UCP Northern Alberta director, acclaimed without opposition. She's been actively supporting SMG Group and Sultan Zaman, attending RMWB meetings while not disclosing her political affiliation.
And for verbal delegates, our first delegate is Vicky Kosmak-Lefrance, and she's on Teams.
Whenever you're ready, Vicky, just state your name for the record. And I think you're on mute. And just you have 5 minutes to present, and just remain on topic and remain online for questions, please.
Certainly. My name is Vicky Kosmak-Lefrance. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of council. I'm speaking today as a Fort McMurray resident in support of the proposed bylaw amendment related to the construction of this SMG medical complex. My husband and I have lived in Fort McMurray for nearly 15 years, and I'm a small business owner. And for over the last 20 years, I've been providing technical writing and consulting services to the mining sector. I like many aspects about this medical complex and feel strongly enough about them to be here today to speak. As a resident, what I like about the SMG medical complex, first off, it fills a need.
And here's the smoking gun. Minister of Energy Brian Jean and Tani Yao reportedly signed letters urging the Minister of Health to assist the SMG Group's project, all while an unresolved cloud of corruption hangs over their involvement. Critics say the evidence points to a coordinated effort: use taxpayer funds, crush internal dissent, reward loyalty with positions, and weaponize the legal system against those who refuse to comply. The big question: where is the accountability? And if the system is being manipulated to protect the few, who's really watching out for the people? This is not just politics. This is a wake-up call.